My Hero episode, I believe it's 12, has the return of one of my favorite characters. Let's not waste any time here. We all have stuff to do. I'm a loudmouth Canadian. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's just get into it. We start off. Best Jeanist is watching Darby's video from his jet, and he's talking about how Darby must have been planning this for a while now and was just waiting for the right moment to do this. And so he is just like, look, you can do whatever you want, but I will not allow the league to succeed in bringing down society. So we get this like awesome scene where he has this like big spools, that's what I was trying to remember, spools of metal cables, and he's dropping them one by one for the plane, and then he does his slow walk, run, and then he jumps out the plane, and he uses his quirk to control the metal cables and captures not only Gigantamakia but Darby and all the other league members. Now his quirk is fibers, and he lets him control different fibers. So I wonder if this extends to like, you know, muscle fibers, fibers of fruits, fibers of, or is it just like inanimate fibers like clothing and metal fibers? Because we seen him do clothing when he tied up Bakugo when Bakugo first visited him, but we haven't seen him do like muscle fibers, tendons, stuff like that. And so he successfully ties them up, and he apologizes for being late. And Bakugo, he sees him, he's like, yeah, it's good to see you, man. They said you were gone, but nothing can take you out. Darby, he's like, how are you there? Hawk said he killed you. Hawk said that, you know, he had made him kill you, but he doesn't really care. He said, look, you being here doesn't change anything. I'm still about to wreak havoc, as he blocks an attack from Shoto. Shoto tears in his eye, can't believe his brother's doing this. He's just like, look, I'm a hero, I still have to do what I have to do. Spinner is shocked at just how easily Gigan was captured, and he realizes Gigan, when he arrived at the scene, he was panting and he was just like out of breath. So it must be that when he gets an order, then he's invincible, then he can't be stopped. But when he completes an order, then he shows signs of, you know, fatigue and out of stamina. Sorry. And so he tries to wake up Shigaraki, even to the point where he's like biting him to wake him up. Hado, you know, the flying superhero, she comes and she tries to attack, but she gets hit by one of Darby's flames. He was just laughing about it. He's just enjoying the mayhem he's causing. Don't worry, Ida catches up, and Darby just flames up and manages to like burn away his restraints. Deku is just on the ground. He's seeing what's happening. He's like, look, I need to get up to help, but he just can't. His body is wrecked at this point. He can't do anything. Best Jeanist, he's trying to do it as well, but he has a limit on the amount of fibers and how long he could do it for. And he starts coughing up blood. And Endeavor, the little, he's just on the floor. Well, he's not on the floor, he's just shocked. He hasn't moved since Darby made his announcement one episode ago. So it's interesting to see like the limits of people's quirks. We have, you know, Deku, his body's mashed, he can't do anything. We have Best Jeanist, he can control and concentrate on these fibers, but it's tanking his body. Yeah, it's just interesting to see. Shigaraki awakes, and he has this like little memory of every time he's not inside his house, he itches. He doesn't know what causes it. His mom didn't know, and his dad just looked at him like he was a freak. And so in the memory, he says, I have to destroy it. And he orders Gigan to destroy. In his head, he thinks he's destroying the house, but I think it's just like a a mental training just to help him get through what he's going through right now. And so he gives Gigan the order to destroy, and Gigan just powers out completely and just utterly destroying the metal cables, and he's almost breaking free. Not too far away, we get some superheroes who's fighting off the Nobus. They're taking care of half, but they've lost some numbers in the process. But then the Nomu seem to be responding to the order, and they go towards Shigaraki's location. We have this flame hero who's trying to relay this information to the others, not realizing there's some type of giant worm Nomu making her way to the location. It nearly eats her, but it's stopped by, you know what, I'll save it just for a little bit later. We know who stops it. Best Jeanist, he's trying his very best to recapture Gigan. While Darby and Shoto, they have their little fight. Shoto's just saying, why are you doing this? Why would you push for this? You nearly got Natsu killed. How would you have felt if that happened? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. As long as Endeavor gets what coming to him, I do not care. And so they continue their fight. Shoto's calling him crazy. Darby's like, yes, I am. I no longer feel anything for you guys, and I'm going to kill you. Deku notices that the Nomus are gunning straight for Best Jeanist, and because of Best Jeanist's quirk, he has to stay concentrated, otherwise Gigan will escape. And Deku, he's trying to move, he's trying to do something. He wants to use Black Whip in conjunction with Float in order to move over to that location, but his body is just not having it. And Best Jeanist, he's nearly killed. He's nearly like taken out. But Mirio, who saved the flaming hero, comes and saves the day by taking out the Nomu. If you don't know who Mirio is the hero who Nighthawk, I believe, or Night Guy, or Night something, All Might's, sidekick. He wanted him to inherit All for One, and lots of people were saying that Mirio, if by the time he graduated, he would be likely to be the next #1 hero. Mirio has this permutation quirk, so he's like Kitty from X-Men, or he's like a ghost, so he could pass through materials, or go underground, or go through walls. It's a very nice quirk. And so he explains that he was at the nearby hero agency, and so he came to help as much as he could. We then get a little flashback of him and Eri with the other students, and he says that he wants to get involved on the raid. And so even though he feels bad and he even apologizes, he asks Eri to use his quirk on him, because Eri's been training to use her rewind quirk on animals and insects. But Eri, bless her heart, she's like, look, don't worry about it. That's the reason why I've been training, so I can help you. And so it worked. He's got his quirk back, and so he's there to save the day and help. He takes care of the Nomu, but he realizes it's 4 against 1, so he asks for help. We then see Ida and Hado, the one that got burnt by Darby. They join in and they start to, get involved in the scrap. And even Bakugo, using his explosions, managed to fly up to take care of the Nomu. Ida's like, look, you're injured, you need to stop moving. But Bakugo, he doesn't care. He just wants to get to Best Jeanist. If you remember, I believe this must have been season 2 or 3 when they did the internship. This is where Bakugo went. Bakugo went to spend time with Best Jeanist, and Best Jeanist was the one who initially broke Bakugo and taught him how to behave as a hero, how to address others, how to act as a hero. And so there was a moment where But Jeanist is like, your name is ridiculous. Your name is supposed to make people feel good that you're here. And so Bakugo's like, yeah, I knew you was okay, and I want to tell you my new name. And his new name is Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. Everyone roasts him. Everyone cusses him. They say it's stupid, it's lame, it's too long, no one's gonna remember it. Even the villains are jumping in like, yeah, it's a stupid name. Mirio is the only person that likes it. And he's saying, well, you know, it's fun. It's a fun name. And Bakugo's like, it's not supposed to be fun. And so Bakugo and the rest, they decide we're gonna take care of the Nomu. Darby and Shoto, they continue their fight, and Darby hugs Shoto while he's on fire, burning Shoto, and he's saying, look, he is just having so much fun, having the time of his life. Endeavor hasn't moved, and I wonder what his face would look like if I burnt you. And from out of nowhere, Deku breaks it up using Black Whip from his mouth. I like this. This is very good storytelling, very good presentation of Deku. We see that he learnt this from watching others like Suru, who's a frog, using her quirk from her mouth. And so he decided to do the same. Darby, he's pissed off. He's telling Deku, why are you getting involved? This is a family matter. Why are you getting involved? And Deku's like, because Shoto is my great friend, and Endeavor's my teacher who trained me, and I know he's trying to do better, and I know what he's trying to do. And this sort of strikes a chord with Endeavor, right? So he sort of like rejuvenates a little bit. Just as Gigantomachia breaks through the cables, and he's just poking now, he's ready to go. And Endeavor flies up and delivers an uppercut right to his chin. It's so strong it knocks Gigan's chin right back. But it doesn't knock out Endeavor. Doesn't knock out Gigan, and Endeavor passes out. Gigan, he shakes it off, he's ready to move, but then he passes out. It's the gas, the fluids that they were given earlier. It's finally taken effect. And Best Jeanist summarizes that it must have been all this stress that his body's been taking that it's finally hit him. It's finally knocking him out, and he's finally chipped away long enough for the gas to take effect. And so Ida, Mirio, Bakugo, and Hado, they're all doing their best to deal with the Nomus. And Shoto and Darby, they're still fighting when Shoto says, look, the amount of fire you're producing, your body must be overheated. He doesn't have that problem because of his ice quirk. He can just conjure some ice and use that to cool down his body. But Darby's like, wow, I'm so proud of you. You have done really well. I can't wait to kill you. So Darby does not care what happens to his body. Then we go over to this last scene of the anime, and Mr. Compress, he's trying to reach his pocket so he's trying to touch the cables so he can compress them into those little balls. And he's trying to like rally up everyone, like saying, this is not where we end. We haven't done anything yet. We haven't given them a great show, but don't worry, I've got something for them. And that's where the anime ends. This is where the episode ends, I should say. We're going to expect something big from Mr. Compress. You can't talk all that talk and not do something big next episode. This episode is a great episode. I love the return of Mirio. I love where it ends. But yeah, on the Loudmouth Canadian, please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.